and over again. Let me show you what happened.
To study the data that we're collecting. Howard Kester, God bless you for being a pain in our sides. Mr. President, he's promised to stop calling you.
You'll see more. I think RFK Jr. is speaking right now, by the way, on the same day where Donald Trump illegally saying he's renaming the name of the Kennedy Center to the Trump Kennedy Center, which is just horrific. Trump falls asleep the whole time. He's like falling asleep. Here, play this clip.
And if you don't have standardized dosing, any study that you do is comparing apples to pears. And we don't know the difference between.
Then he has these people in white coats behind him. Who even knows what the purpose? They're announcing something that he's not going to do. Like everything's he does is a fraud at this point. But he says that the doctors behind him, that they don't really know about Tren de Aragua and how bad they are. And he goes, they don't know. Okay. I mean, after the speech last night, after what we've seen this morning, folks, this guy's cooked. The hell are we even watching? Here, play this clip.
Emptied their prisons into our country. We had Tren de Aragua, which supposedly, the doctors don't know this. It's the meanest gang of them all. Okay, doctor? You don't have to know about it. You got other problems. But they let a lot of bad people in here. And so I think I'll be talking about that. I think I'll be talking about the tremendous success we have by sending the National Guard into various cities. D.C. is the ultimate example. People walk to work and they thank me all the time. People in the White House, they just walk to the White House from 10 blocks away before.
But it's deeply serious. It's that someone so cognitively addled, someone who's falling asleep, someone who's so compromised, ethically, morally, compromising himself, the whole thing. I mean, he's out there in this press conference saying that, Ukraine better agree to the deal. Russia's there. Russia's already in agreement with a peace plan. Why isn't Ukraine? What are you talking about? Ukraine has agreed to a ceasefire over and over again. Russia is demanding that Ukraine surrender all of its eastern territory. They want all of Donbass. They want all of that. And all you're doing is just being an agent of Putin at this point, in my opinion, based on your behavior and conduct. But this is what Donald Trump says. Here, play this clip.
Mr. President,
Yes, please.
Mr. President, there's a meeting this weekend on Ukraine in Florida. What are you hoping will come out of that meeting?
Well, they're getting close to something, but I hope Ukraine moves quickly. I hope Ukraine moves quickly because Russia's there. And, every time they take too much time, then Russia changes their mind.
Then as tens of millions of Americans are going to be losing their health care. If you're on an Affordable Care Act exchange, the subsidies are expiring, despite the fact that a discharge petition was signed by 4 Republicans who joined with Democrats, MAGA Mike and Donald Trump, shut down the House of Representatives. Go back home, everybody. We're taking a vacation, so that Donald Trump can give you one of his 2-bit con artist, scam artist, snake oil salesman routines. He goes, I'm giving the people their money back today. They could have their money right now. I'm giving it to them. Here, play this clip.
Bad thing, we can have a great thing. Let the money go directly to the people and let them buy their own health care.
But this is an urgent problem, Mr. President. Is there anything you can do now, Mr. President?
Can I ask you, Mr.
President? This is going to be right now, as far as I'm concerned. Go ahead.
What do you mean you're giving them the money? No, you don't know the way insurance works. Like the very concept of what insurance is and risk pools and why there is an Affordable Care Act, what single payer means, what Medicaid is, what Medicare is. Trump doesn't know what any of these things even mean. You can't just give somebody a check, which, by the way, you're not going to do, and say, take $2,000. That's your insurance. What happens when they need a surgery, a procedure, chemo, or whatever? You don't know the way insurance works. So a reporter asked Donald Trump, more than 20 million Americans are bracing for their premiums to skyrocket. And Trump's like, because of Obama. It's because of Obama. Obama, you're in charge. You're supposed to be responsible. Obama, you're going to keep whining Obama until Obama, Biden, Hillary. That's just such, I don't care what political party you're from, whatever the hell this is, just is not how adults behave. certainly not how leaders behave. And if you find this acceptable for the President of the United States, look yourself in the mirror because you're not okay. Play this clip.
Mr. President,
Yes.
a health-related question on your health care plan. You've said you want to make direct payments to Americans, but these Obamacare subsidies are expiring now in a matter of just a few days. More than 20 million Americans are now bracing for their premiums to skyrocket. Are you going
Because
to let
of
this
Obama.
happen, or
Yeah,
will you
because-
intervene?
Yeah, they will skyrocket because it was never any good. I'd like to see the money that is going to the insurance companies by the hundreds of billions of dollars. You know, their stocks are up 1,400%, 1,800%, and 1,624%. Their stocks are up through the roof over a fairly short period of time because they're getting vast amounts of money. I want that money to go to the people directly and let the people buy their own health care. And they'll get much better health care than they get with the Unaffordable Care Act, as it's known by a lot of people. It is virtually unaffordable for people. It's a bad thing. We can have a great thing. Let the money go directly to the people and let them buy their own health care.
Oh, can I come with some receipts, please, as well? Let me just show you what Putin's been saying, okay? While Trump's doing this press conference, you know what Putin is saying? Who Donald Trump goes, Putin's there. Putin is saying, and I translated this so you can hear it in English. He's like, those European country swine, they're trying to help Ukraine. Yeah, I don't think this guy is looking to do a peace deal. Yeah, I just don't, because he and Lavrov and Dmitriev and Yushakov and all, they've said as such that they don't want a peace deal. Here, play this clip.
Those European little swine, you see.
They immediately became involved in these efforts by the former American administration, hoping to profit from the collapse of our country.
And here Putin is again, and you can hear him talk about the special operation is in effect that we will achieve all of our goals. When they refer to special operation, that's the invasion. That's the genocide in Ukraine. It's taking it all over. So this is not a guy who's trying to make a deal. But you see deranged Putin, deranged Trump. They're like very similar people. Here, play this clip.
What I want to particularly note here, what tasks to set in the sphere of military construction, including taking into account the dynamics of the situation on the line of combat contact. First of all, the objectives of the special military operation will, without any doubt, be fully achieved. We would have much preferred to accomplish this and eliminate the fundamental root causes of the conflict through diplomatic negotiations. However, should the opposing parties, along with their foreign patrons, refuse to engage in any substantive dialogue, Russia will then proceed to achieve the liberation of its historical territories through military means. The critical task of establishing and expanding a secure buffer zone will also be systematically addressed and resolved.
It seems like you hear about a new round of layoffs every day. What's the best way to dodge the next round? Get the skills that companies are desperate to hire for. This podcast is sponsored by Udacity. Want to learn skills that command high salaries? Udacity is an online learning platform with courses in AI, tech, including generative AI, agentic AI, Python, data science, and much more. Instead of wasting your time on the internet or prompting ChatGPT, Udacity removes the guesswork so you learn what you need to know and nothing that you don't. When you learn with Udacity, you're not just passively watching videos or reading articles. You're doing practical exercises and projects that prepare you for the job you want. That's why 90% of Udacity graduates say that they achieve their enrollment goal. Last week, I tried Udacity's course on data structures and algorithms. I love learning a new lucrative job skill while sitting at home in my pajamas. Udacity lets me sharpen old tech skills and learn new ones, so I'm ready to take on the latest and greatest challenges. I love that with Udacity, you're learning AI, but with human support. I don't feel like I'm doing it on my own. Whenever I'm stuck or need feedback, I have people to turn to. I love that Udacity has a network of over 1,000 mentors available to give tailored feedback on my projects. It creates a really personalized learning experience. When you have a certification from Udacity, recruiters and employers, they take notice. So for a better job, better salary, and better skills, check out Udacity today. The tech field is always evolving, and you should be too. You can try Udacity risk-free for 7 days. Head to udacity.com/Meidas and use code Meidas for 40% off your order. Once again, that's udacity.com/Meidas for 40% off, and make sure you use my promo code Meidas so they know that I sent you.
And Donald Trump says, the whole heritage of DC was down. I brought the heritage of DC back. You brought the heritage of DC back? What the hell are you talking about? Play this clip.
We were losing all the restaurants. We were losing our life in this. We were just the whole heritage of Washington D.C. was down the drain, and we brought it back. And now everybody's thrilled to be here. It's the hottest. It's a part of the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've become, in 10 months, the hottest country anywhere in the world. And I say it all the time, we were a dead country 1.5 years ago.
Do you expect to meet Prime Minister Netanyahu while you're down in?
Then he mentions what he refers to as a warrior's dividend, where he goes, and look what I've done. I've given every soldier $1,776 in a check. I'm putting my name on it. I gave it to the soldiers. No, you stole, you took money away from a congressionally allocated reconciliation fund to subsidize the housing of those soldiers. You took a housing allowance that is for the basic allowance of housing of soldiers, and you took it and you wrote them a check with that money when that money should be going to their housing. Here's what Donald Trump said. That's why I want to fact check all this stuff. He's lying. The tariffs didn't bring this money in. He's a fraud. He's a con artist, this guy. Enough. Here, play this clip.
Mr. President, you announced the Warriors dividend last night in your primetime speech. Very patriotic, very generous. What was the rationale and the thought process? How did you come up with the idea? What made you want to give back to
Well,
our
the
troops?
1776 was easy to come up with because we're actually at 1775. You know, the number was 1775. And I said, wow, I think we can afford one more dollar. But they came up to me, it was $1,775. So I said, well, let's add a dollar to it. I think we can find that. And very simple. We've had a military that, in my opinion, by other presidents, was not treated well. They're incredible. They're our finest people. They're protecting us. And because of tariffs, we're taking in billions and billions of dollars more than we ever have before. With no inflation, by the way, with no inflation. You saw the inflation numbers. It just came out today. What great timing. Practically no inflation. And yet we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. And this is small potatoes by comparison, but it's a way of taking care of our warriors, our soldiers. And I appreciate that question, Daniel.
And finally, Donald Trump brags that the Kennedy Center will now be named the Trump Kennedy Center. Just even the way these questions are being phrased are so utterly pathetic too, right? The question like, a board has awarded you this. And Donald Trump's like, it's an esteemed board of who's on the board? Laura Ingraham, Pam Bondi, Maria Bartiromo, Brian Ballard, who's like a Trump lobbyist, Dan Scavino, Usha Vance, Susie Wiles, Lee Greenwood, Sergio Gore. That's your board made up of Trump loyalists? Seriously? Anyway, played you that clip.
Daniel.
Yeah, and Caroline.
That was an easy one.
She just posted on X, your press secretary, that the board members of the Kennedy Center voted unanimously to rename it the Trump Kennedy Center. What is your reaction to that?
Well, I was honored by it. The board is a very distinguished board, most distinguished people in the country. And I was surprised by it. I was honored by it. You know, we're saving the building. We saved the building. The building was in such bad shape, both physically, financially, and every other way. And now it's very solid, very strong. We have something going on television, I guess, on the 23rd December. I think it's going to get very big ratings. And the Kennedy Center is really back strongly. It's in very bad shape, very, very bad shape physically. And we were also to get Congress to put up a lot of money and other people to put up a lot of money. We had a lot of donors come in for record-setting numbers. So we saved the Kennedy Center, and I was really, this was brought up by one of the very distinguished board members. and they voted on it, and there's a lot of board members, and they voted unanimously, so I was very honored by it. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think right there. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.